Yeah, obviously coming off of a very hard-fought game against Ohio University in Peden Stadium. Started off slow, continued to battle throughout the course of the game. Had it to within one score at the end of the first half, at the beginning of the third quarter, and then a two-score game with 5 minutes left. Third game in a row where we've been within one score or two scores and haven't been able to close it out. So I thought we took a step forward on offense, took a step back on defense, and kind of held serve on special teams. So excited about the opportunity to play Central Michigan. Coach McElwain's done an unbelievable job with the program. I think won 9 last year, beat Washington State in the bowl game. And when you look at them on film, they are certainly not. It's not indicative of a team that's 1-5. So going to be a huge challenge. Excited for the opportunity, and going to have a great week of practice. And I'll be excited to be back in InfoCision Stadium.
Fire away, George.
How happy are you with the way the offense is evolving so far?
I'm pleased but not satisfied. It does take a while for the seed to get planted and kind of bear fruit. Didn't think we were particularly consistent against St. Francis in the opener. I thought we took some positive strides against two teams who outmatched us. I thought we were okay against Liberty in spurts, but lacked consistency. But I think for the past 2 weeks, it's come close to resembling what we'd like from an output standpoint, but still have a long way to go.
That being said, what's your confidence level in that unit's ability to keep you in a game right now or win a game?
Yeah, coming off the last 2 weeks, I think pretty high. I wish on the last drive of the Bowling Green game would have been able to go 99 and get into field goal range to send it to overtime or find a way to win it. And then certainly this past week had a fourth down stop, had the turnover which led to 7 points, and I think we only punted once, and the rest of the drives resulted in scores. So I think we're seeing a quarterback that's executing at a high level and playing with a ton of confidence. A wide receiver core that is the strength of our team. Two tight ends that are playing productive, and an O-line that's done a much better job pass protecting and still trying to find our footing from a run block standpoint.
I know you're not Nostradamus, or you can't. How confident do you feel that were you not chasing points in that game, the outcome could have been different?
Yeah, it was a series of huge momentum shifts, and we didn't take advantage of many of them. Down big to start, chip away, get within 8 points at 21-13, and then give up a 75-yard touchdown drive in 41 seconds. So we lose momentum there. Come back in the locker room, make some adjustments, score on our opening drive to make it 28-20. Then lose it right away. We give up a kickoff return at the 40, and they proceed to drive down and score, and then we get down a bunch more scores, then find a way to chip away. Finally got a stop, 2-score game. I thought we had a chance at the onside kick and had them in third and 10 on the last drive and give up a 42-yard screen. So that was kind of long-winded, but I think that probably answers your question.
You mentioned that DJ is playing with confidence right now. Why? He flashed last year on a couple occasions. But why is the consistency there now? Why is that confidence there?
Yeah, I think 43 of 52 or 54, broke the school record by I think 6 or 7 completions, highest amount of completions for a FBS player this year, and then 80%. I think DJ is talented. I think he has attacked the mental aspect of the position very well. Not just wanting to know the what's, but the how's and the whys. And I think Coach Fessler has done a really nice job with him. And I mentioned it to DJ after the game. I've had a bunch of very good quarterbacks go through the system, and he's playing as well as any first-year guy that I've had. And I'm very, very proud of him for that. And I think he still has plenty of room to get better.
How much more is the mental aspect more important than I don't want to say more important, but is the emphasis greater in your system, that mental aspect?
I think it's probably in any system. The mental part of the quarterback position is critical. We always talk about it not being a position, it's a lifestyle. You can't be, well, you can. Most guys who are part-time quarterbacks aren't very good, but the guys who commit to it from the second they wake up to the time they put their head on the pillow are the ones that are going to have the most success. And, I just walked into my office while you guys were setting up, and, DJ was in the film room on his own, grinding away at Central Michigan film already. So I think his physical ability in conjunction with how well he's prepared from a mental standpoint and, the things he's done in games have allowed him to play at a pretty high level so far.
You mentioned that the receiving core is one of the best units on the team. How much does it play into his success, his improvement, I guess, is the best way to put it?
Very, very much so, because you want to throw to guys that can, create separation and make those windows to throw, more clear and concise. Those three guys, and as we continue to chip away and work to improve the overall talent, speed, skill, athleticism, and explosiveness of our roster, I think those guys, those three portal guys, are a great sign of that. And they've all had their moments. Both had, I think, over 10 catches and 100 yards this past game. I think Shockey's top 25 in the country for catches. But yeah, when you drop back and know that the guys stand a pretty good chance of getting open, and there's going to be a spot to throw the ball, it gives the quarterback a lot of confidence.
I think behind those guys, you've got a lot of youth behind those three receivers. How are they passing on their knowledge? I mean, weird question, but are they working with your younger receivers?
Yeah, Shockey's our best leader on the team, vocally and by example. He's a guy that comes in, watches a ton of film. You got to chase him off the field. He's going to be running extra routes or catching extra balls off the jugs machine. And, in a day and age where it's not always the most popular thing to speak your mind when something's not right, he's a guy that's definitely not afraid to do that. I wouldn't say he does it all the time, but picks his moments, and his leadership is impactful. And certainly DG's a little more quiet, not a team captain, but very high football IQ. And, Alex is a guy that, Alex really doesn't say too much. So I'd say it's probably more Shockey in DG than Alex.
Listen, you've got a couple more years left with Alex, don't you? He has eligibility left, or?
Shockey's in his last year. DG has one more, and then Alex, I think, has 2 or 3 more, depending on how you view the COVID year.
Where do you start with fixing that defense? You mentioned Saturday that it was at every area during that game. Where do you start? Where's the starting point there?
Yeah, we started in the film room on Sundays, and I sit down with offense, defense, and special teams and review the game, and we went through every single play and talked about the call, our alignment, our assignment, and our execution. And the defense had come off of 2 pretty good games, holding Liberty to 3 touchdowns and 1 in the second half. And, really against Bowling Green, I think, a couple of those points were, drives that either the offense turned it over or we put them in bad position. It starts with us coaches making sure that, during the week we're putting the kids to be in possession and putting the kids to be in position for success with the game plan. We got to have a great week of practice. It's the first week where I didn't think our effort was tremendously consistent. And then at the end of the day, we got to make great calls. And when we're put in a position to make plays, we got to make plays. And I think not just defense, but across the board, where 1 score or 2 scores in this game with 5 minutes to play, when these guys are put in position to make a play, we got to make a play.
Was it simply a lack of playmaking, execution, with the defense? Because you said it yourself, and the lines, and I know it's not a line, you said they couldn't stop a sneeze the other day. That's verbiage that sticks with you, you know what I mean? So did you pinpoint anything from that performance?
No, we couldn't, and it's accurate. And I've gone out of my way to, because I spend so much time with the offense, praising the defense when they play well, like they did against Bowling Green, against Liberty. But, I think part of the thing with building a program and taking the steps that are necessary from not losing big anymore, now we're losing small, and I got to find a way to win small, is for us to be honest and transparent with each other about what occurred on the field. Because, sometimes in life without conflict, there's no growth. So we didn't rush the passer. We didn't stop the run. The kid was 24 of 27, and we didn't have one pass broken up. So Coach Tibesar, his staff, myself, because the biggest thumbs pointed back at me, and certainly the players understand that that's not the expected. That's not the standard how we're going to play defensive football around here. So we know it. We've worked to correct it. We're going to move on and improve, and hopefully get back to how we were playing against Liberty and Bowling Green.
What are you telling them about Central Michigan at this point?
That they are not, the film doesn't look like a 1-5 football team. Talented in all three phases. Obviously, Coach McElwain's had a ton of success everywhere he's been as a head coach, including the SEC. The offense runs around the quarterback, Richardson, and a running back, Nichols, who was an 1,800-yard rusher last year. Wilson's very good at the tight end position. They go to number 3. All their wideouts are big guys and have a very aggressive, physical, and opportunistic defense. So I don't see a 1-5 football team when I turn on the film.
All right, sir.
And hopefully they're saying the same about us, because I think certainly we haven't been able to close out, but I think we are probably playing, particularly the last 3 games, a lot better than our record indicates. But at the end of the day, you are what you are until you change it. And we told the kids that, and we got to find a way to get this thing closed out in the fourth quarter. Sorry, didn't mean to interject there.
That's okay, but with you adding that, at this point, is it frustrating that that you're probably this close, and you can tell that you're this close, and it still won't pop, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, frustrating in the sense that the record doesn't indicate close losses. You know what I mean? But from where we were and what the situation, from what we're in this building process, it's frustrating because all 3 of these games could have gone the other way, and it looks a lot better in the left-hand column than it does the right column. But I think the best part of the process that's occurring is the kids see the shift in paradigm, right? That we've gone into 3 games consecutively with an opportunity to win the game, and we've identified the things that we need to do to get us over the hump. So disappointing in the sense that we've had an opportunity to win the games, but certainly positive that they understand that our culture, our practice week, has given us a chance to take the field with confidence and belief that we can win the game. Our efforts kept us in it, but our lack of execution in critical times, has kept us from closing them out.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Last couple of weeks, you've been juggling kick return, punt returners. Bobby Golden's been out there a lot. You see that staying that way for this week?
Yeah, Shocky's very productive, but he goes just about every play on offense. Tony Grimes has been banged up, so hopefully we get him back this week. And I think Bobby, coming off of the mistake against Bowling Green, had a couple nice returns, and Blake's just a steady Eddie back there. So Coach Tucker does a good job rotating those guys throughout the week, and all of them have had moments of production in the return game.
Coach, of the 3 backup quarterbacks, which one are you most pleased the way they're running in practice?
Yeah, Jeff gets all the 2 reps. Ryan's up with us, and he does the signaling. And, everybody works through individual and group periods. But with the limited amount of reps that you get, during the week, you got to get a 1 and a 2 ready. And then Dijon's been down with the scout team and really doing a nice job down there with those guys. And that's the thing. We, all the guys who are down working scout team, they all work individual, they all work group periods, and then 3 times during the week we give them we call them developmental scrimmages, where they get either 7-on-7 or team reps, where they're getting a certain amount of plays to run our system, because I think that's critical to building the foundation and developing the young guys.
Coach, thank you for once again we host Central Michigan on Saturday at noon at Info Stadium. Thank you.
Awesome, go Zips.